All right, this is Sports for Real. I am on location at Jacksonville's Everbank Stadium, checking out the pregame situation here at the game as people wait kickoff to the Georgia-Florida game held in Jacksonville annually. And I'm going to switch my camera around so you guys can see what's going on. All right, so I just dropped off somebody. I'm also doing a little ride share. You know, I'm trying to combine all kind of activities here, and I'm just gonna show you the pictures as I travel down the street. Damn, she got to cut that out. Cut it out. So it's just after 10 o'clock, and as you can see, fans are already lined up. I just dropped somebody off at RV City, and the game kicks off at 3:30, so we're real early here. But people, they get started tailgating mighty early for this game. You actually have to get here to get yourself a good seat, a good place to park. And what you'll find is a lot of people having a good time, and we're just getting started. And I can't stay because I got some family business to attend to. So as I ride, I'm just going to show you the pictures and make some comments as I stroll through. So I'm on the east side of the stadium right now. You can see the stadium over there. And a lot of people do the tailgating on the east side. But if you go across this expressway you see up here and go up to the west, they're all lined up that way, so that's probably where I'm going to end up. But I can't get too deep, and I can't stay too long because I'm going to get trapped down here. I got to go take care of some business. But as you can see, people are having a good time here. And I got to adjust my stick so it don't stick me. Take that off. Carolina Transit. Again, just to give you an idea about what's taking place down here in Florida, Georgia, and this is several hours before kickoff. As I've been saying all along, whatever you want, you can get it down here during this weekend. It's going to be great. I see I got Chadwin Smarts. How you doing? Mickey, Mikey, and Max Green. Hello, how we doing? I'm down here in Jacksonville, trying to party a little bit, catch the local scenery here. Gators and Bulldogs getting it on. I'm on the east side of the stadium, and I'm just riding around, just showing you what it's like. I can't hang out today. Directly under the Arlington Expressway now, so I'm going to make this turn left here and start doubling back toward where the crowds are right now, through the main sets. So, again, wherever you can fit some fans in, you're going to find it down here in the Florida, Georgia. You get ready to get his pots going. Going to be a lot of money being made down here. So I'm going to make a turn back toward the stadium. And again, this is early. You come through here about 1 o'clock, you won't even be able to drive down the street. It's going to be so many people. So the RV people, they're the smartest ones. They go down there and they pitch their tents and they sit there for a couple of days. They don't worry about the traffic. They don't worry about the crowds, none of that, because they got everything they need where they are. So I'm just going to ride and show you what I'm seeing right now down here at the game. Normally I would be down here all the time, all day, but I can't do that today because I got some family business to attend to. And even if I can make $1 billion, I got to go and take care of that family stuff first, man. So that's that's the way it goes, you know. But again, people down here just passing the time, having a good time. Everywhere that you can park somewhere and get somewhere, you're going to see Georgia and Florida fans from all over having a good time. That's another thing. Clothes are almost optional down here. There's no telling what you might see down this way. All right, so here's the stadium right there. I'm still on the east side of the stadium. I'm going to ride here, and I'm going to come back over to the west side and just showing you what's taking place down here at the Florida-Georgia game. Georgia's a heavy favorite, 15 points. Most people think they're going to beat Florida by more than that. The way Florida been playing down here the last couple of years, you can almost expect it. But like I said before, I kind of feel something in the air here. Florida has been playing pretty good football lately. And if they come down here and play a solid game, they're going to have a shot. I think Georgia's overlooking Florida, and they got their reasons to do that. It's just the way when the series was the other way around and Florida dominated, they kind of overlooked Georgia. It was a foregone conclusion that they were going to win that game. Well, as you know how sports are, that ain't always the case. Booyah! Him, okay. My friend Emily, her sister Sarah, she said I was ugly. Well, are you ugly? That's the question. We don't know. Put a picture up in the chat. Let us see if you're ugly. So, hey, man, have you ever farted in a glove and twisted it up for later? No, I ain't done nothing like that, man. Who thinks of crazy stuff like that? I'm trying to be down here have some fun with these Gator and Seminole, Gator and Bulldog fans. And I'm enjoying the atmosphere. Nothing like a good football atmosphere. I try to double back over to RV City and see what we got going on here. Like I said, there's a lot of money exchanging hands down here over the weekend. This weekend, people have been down here in RV City, which is down over to the left there. Park your RV and have a good time. You don't have to worry about no other issues besides coming down here having a good time. People from all over, they save up and they make this the big event that it is. So again, I'm on the east side of the stadium. I'm going to double back and see can I go to the right here, and if I can, then I'm going to go over to the other side of the expressway. All right, I'm coming up on the stadium now. I can get a real good view coming across that bridge, but I can't do it from here. But I think you get the idea about the kind of crowd that's going to be expected here today. Again, it's just 10:13 by my clock. We still got 5 hours to kick off, and you've got a pretty good crowd down here. Now, if you compare this to, say, the Jaguars, starkly different. You would not have anywhere near this kind of fan unless they made the playoffs or something, and they were expected to make it a deep run. That's the only time you're going to get good fan participation here. The fans down here are fickle. And they got reason to be because they didn't have a team down here to the mid-90s. Everybody else in this area already had their teams. So if you're anything like me, you're not going to switch your team off to go be with some franchise that was just created that may never do anything. Now, they have done well as a franchise. They claim to be the best franchise, the best franchise team ever in the NFL. There's no truth to that. That has to go to the Minnesota Vikings, I think, because in their first 10 years, they had been to the Super Bowl a couple of times and deep in playoff runs before that. So don't always believe what you hear, man. All right, let's see what we got here. You said you were ugly. I read that one. My pickle itch, and I'm scratching it. I have no idea, man. Can I please get a shout out for my homies, Pookie and Ray Ray? Ray and Pookie, we'll shout you out, even, I don't know if you're being authentic or not, but we'll give you a shout out anyway. All right, as you can see, you got all kind of bridges and escapeways to get out of this area down here when the games are over, but that's not gonna help you at all down here in this traffic, because unlike the Jaguar traffic, people are just spilling to the roadways from all different angles, and there's really nowhere to go. So you might sit there in traffic for an hour before it even moves at all. I've experienced that before, so I try to avoid all of that. But some people love it. It's fine as long as you have to go to the bathroom or anything like that, but you know, you can find ways to entertain yourself while you're waiting, but not something I recommend. So I'm going to double back up toward RV City and see if I can come back that way. You can see the fans coming in off the Hart Bridge there. They got these cones, and there's only so many places you can go here. So, but you can see these people over here. They got it all lined up, got the tent set up. Everybody's here down here to have a good time. You know, they want the Gators to win, they want the Bulldogs to win, but it only really matters to the players that are playing. The fans want them to win, but today is all about the party, man. We want the team to win, but if they don't win, oh well, they ain't worried about it. So I'm just cruising here on pregame before Gators take on the Bulldogs at 3:30. The stadium right behind me there. I'm on the east side here, just riding around, giving you guys a glimpse into what's taking place down here at Florida, Georgia. Like I say, the Gators are 15-point underdogs. If I had time to put some money on it, I'll put a little bit of money on that point spread there. I don't think they're going to beat the Gators like that today. I got a feeling that the Gators are going to show up. Been feeling that way all week, but if they come out turning the ball all over, it's going to be over with pretty quick. But they hadn't made a good showing at all the last couple of times they played. I think it's going to be a little bit different now. But I know Billy Napier's on the hot seat, but at the same time, you can see they are playing hard for him, so that says a lot for him. So if he's getting ready to go into the toughest stretch of the season here, and if he can somehow pull off a couple upsets, say like today against Georgia, he might just save his job. But that remains to be seen. Not a whole lot of big matchups this week in college football. Deion's at Colorado, they're off this week. They're trying to make a run to make it to the Big 12 championship game. And the way they're playing, they're in fourth place right now. They don't have the tiebreaker with Kansas State. They're behind K-State and Iowa State. BYU, I think, is the best team. But you have Iowa State has to play Kansas State in a couple weeks. So if Deion, if he can keep on winning, he might find himself in the Big 12 championship game. That's the talk down here, because people think that for whatever reason he would be a good candidate to be the Florida State head coach. They're talking about if they can get Deion, he would bring the quarterback with him, but the quarterback is listed as a junior, and I don't know how he's listed as a junior because he's been a starter for 4 years. I know during the COVID season, they got that extra year eligibility. I don't think he fell into that. So how he's getting that extra year of eligibility, I'm not quite sure. But people think that he will come to Florida State and bring his son with him, and perhaps Travis Hunter. Now remember, Travis Hunter was the #1 recruit for Florida State. He turned him down to go with Deion and Jackson State. Now that would be an interesting turn of events if Hunter was to somehow forego being one of the top picks in the draft next year to come to Florida State with Deion and Shedeur. Now I think Shiloh, the other Sanders son, I think he's a senior. I don't think he'll be able to play. But the question is, he threw it out the other day, if he can get 8 figures in Neal money, then he would stay at Colorado. Now that's not too far-fetched because he's already making about 6. What's another $4 million to a big alumni group who wants to win? You can see the improvement with Colorado. They're playing a whole lot better than they did when they first started playing last year. They pretty much got embarrassed and ran off last year in the Pac-12. I told you a couple months ago that the Big 12 wasn't going to be as rugged as the Pac-12 was. There's no Oregon there. BYU is a good team, but I don't think they can keep up with Oregon. So the opportunities for Colorado to improve were there. Even Arizona, who beat them last year, they lost all that talent when Jed Fish went to Washington. He took some of those guys with him. A few guys stayed, but you know, when you have a core group, you lose 1 or 2 parts from that group, the whole dynamic change. And that's what happened to Arizona. So Deion is in a great position in the Big 12. But before you guys get all excited about the possibility of him going to Florida State, let me tell you this. I said all along that he's only doing this coaching thing until he got his sons through to make sure they got the opportunities that they're getting now. Once that's over, I think that's going to be it for Deion and coaching. But the thing is, by Shedeur being a junior, he stands to come and go anywhere. And if he was to come to Florida State and bring Travis with him, and they get that high Neal valuation that they want, hey, it's very possible that they could come to Florida State. Mike Norvell, I don't think they're going to fire him. I just think he's going to find a way to keep his job for whatever reason. They kind of slow to get rid of people in Florida State. So that's the reason why I think that Norvell will survive. And Deion still, he would be attractive, but I don't think he would be able to do some of the things that he's able to do at Colorado. At least he got to do it in a different way. But it would be a great story if he were to come up and turn Florida State around, and then some people that thought he should have got the job the first time would say, see, if we would have hired him the first time, Florida State wouldn't be a one-win team right now. But that could happen to anybody. Just because you got good transfer recruits out of the portal and they've done well at another school, they may not do well at all when they go somewhere else. That's another thing about these transfer students, transfer athletes, I should say. A lot of times, these guys aren't even starters. They're running away from their other team because they can't make the starting roster. So you can't start in the team that you're on and you go somewhere else. Now you got to start all over. And those same habits that you had before the old school are going to show up when you go somewhere else. That's just something to think about. But this DJ Ugalele, he is a perfect example. You saw when he was at Clemson, he didn't quite hit on all cylinders there. And then when he left Clemson, he went to Oregon State. He had a decent performance, but he still didn't quite do what they wanted him to do at a school like Florida State. If he's going to do all that, perhaps he should have just stayed at Clemson. So I just made the U-turn, and I'm going on the same loop that I was just on. And I was trying to get to RV City, but I turned a street too shallow, so I'm going to have to go down a little farther this time. I'm going to do that and make one last loop, and then head up to the the north side of the Arlington Expressway over here, and that's where you see a whole lot more tailgate areas. So all along the east side, up against the river here, down Talleyrand, about a good mile there. And then if you turn anywhere up in there, on that east side over there, around Albert Street, you'll see a good contingent of fans congregating around, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you guys talking about in the chat. Tell me what you think about today's Florida-Georgia matchup. I'm getting the feeling that Florida's gonna show up today and give a good performance. So tell me what you think about what's going to take place here at the game today. So again, I'm here. I'm just showing you the atmosphere while talking a little college football about what's taking place. I'm also doing rideshare. I just finished that up. Talked to a couple Georgia fans, and they're going to be big South Carolina Gamecock fans tonight because they're taking on Texas A&M. If you know Texas A&M, a lot of people say, well, they got the best draw of everybody in the conference because they're not playing most of the heavyweights in the conference. They ought to finish their season up with Texas, their longtime rival, which they no longer want to have anything to do with, but Texas followed them to the SEC, so they got to deal with them. But if South Carolina was to somehow knock off A&M, that would put them back in the mix with Georgia, Alabama, and I'm not sure if Tennessee has one or two losses. But it'll jumble everything up, and it would take Texas A&M off that track to, well, I don't have position to block anybody right now, but it puts Texas A&M on that clear track to the SEC championship game. They have Auburn after South Carolina, and they close with Texas. And I think the way Texas is playing, even though I picked Texas to win the national championship and the SEC, I don't think Texas can beat Texas A&M if they keep playing the way they're playing right now. They pulled away from LSU last week. with that big 12th man behind them. They got Texas in College Station, and if you're not aware of this, Texas was overshadowing A&M. They were dominating everything. They had that Longhorn network. They didn't want to share the revenue with all of that, and they just got tired of dealing with them. So Texas is trying to be gentlemen, I guess, and they offered to play A&M in the years 22 and 23, but A&M refused. They didn't want to have nothing to do with them, and they didn't have to play them at that time. But now that both teams are in the SEC, they can't dodge them anymore. But that doesn't mean they have to like them. They don't like them to the point where they normally play on Thanksgiving weekend. That rivalry, they used to play on Thanksgiving weekend. They hadn't played since 2011. They were playing on a regular Saturday this time. So that lets you know what A&M thinks about Texas these days. And they would like nothing better than to mash on their head for a trip to the SEC championship game, a place they have never been. They don't want Texas to come in their first year and go to the SEC championship game. But with the way that the playoffs are set up and how the rugged the journey is going to be, it might be to your advantage not to make the SEC championship game, because that's one less game you have to get beat up with. All right, see a bunch of people tailgating over here. The RV lot is on the other side of what you're looking at right now. You'll find all kind of vehicles down here, like guy there, looks like, what's that, a golf cart or something? There's some golf carts here, and I've seen a couple guys with some dually trucks and Rams. That's the first time I've seen that. So that's showing off a little money there. If you can dress up a dually car, you know you got a little change in your pocket. Okay, I can't block anybody right now. Just checking out what's up with the chat. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. So I'm over here on the backside. I'm real close to the waterfront now. And I'm going to double back toward RV City. As you can see, it's 10:28 right now, and that's the Hart Bridge you're looking at. And you got a lot of people coming on down here, man. So about 12 o'clock, it's going to be really packed down here. And as you can see, the early birds, they come here and they got the good spots. They all got their trailers up and cooking their food and breakfast and trying to get over the hangovers from last night. And they're all having a good time. So here's the tailgaters parking right here. So if you want to come down here, you can park right in this lot. Better hurry up and get down here because it's almost full. You got a lot of dogs over here. It's not exclusive to any particular team. So wherever you want to come down here, like I say, when the Bulldogs and the Gators get a perfect example right here. These Gators fans are right behind them. You got Bulldogs. They get along like gangbusters, man. Nobody's down here fighting or anything like that. They just want to see their teams do well. But at the same time, they're going to do a whole lot of partying, man. All right. So now, again, I'm close to the waterfront. If I take this left here, not much farther until you hit the water. These old shipyard areas down here. Now I'm coming up on the backside of RV City. So inside this gate here is where you see all the people with the RVs. A lot of these people have been here since Tuesday. And here's the other side of that lot I was just showing you. Probably notice somebody you see, but inside here is when you find the RVs, and that's where the people are doing some real partying. A lot of those vehicles, like I say, been here since Tuesday. They're heavily stocked with their beverage of choice. And if you had time to go in there and talk with them, I'm sure you have no problem partaking in the festivities with them. I've seen it happen a lot. You want to have a good time, go to RV City, man. Go right up in there and have yourself a good time. All right, now I'm coming up again back on the stadium side. So let me see what I want to do. All right, go somewhere else. So I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy the pictures, and I'll chime in every now and then, make a comment or two. But for the most part, all right, let's see which way I can go. All right. There's the stadium again. You guys catch me on Fango Media. I'll be doing interviews with Jaguar fans, let them know getting fan reactions for how they feel about the game that just ended. We just uploaded the one from the Green Bay game last week and got some interesting comments. So just go to Fango Media, look up latest videos, and what you will find there are the videos from NFL's games, home games that week. There's a representative for Fango in every NFL city. I just happen to be the one in Jacksonville, and I talked to people about how they feel about it. Green Bay, they controlled pretty much the big crowd last week. They had a good turnout, but I'd say 4-1, probably more than that, were Packer fans. And that's kind of embarrassing. You don't let a team come from out of town to take over your stadium. Let's see if they'll let me go. So what I want to do is try to get to the other side, because I got to get back. I got to take care of some family business over here. All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back around, because I don't think they're going to let me across there. At least that traffic's not moving anyway. All right. So again, I'm just going to let you guys look at the sites. You let me know. Make a comment. Yes, I'm in Jacksonville, Brandon. If you see behind me, you see Everbank Stadium where the Jaguars play, but it's taken over by Bulldogs and Gators today. We got fans tailgating all over the place. It's just a little after 10:30. Game's still 5 hours away. Everybody's partying, having a good time, spending a little bit of money, and pretty good place to be, I think. All right. So this is the Tailgaters parking lot. You can come in and you can park your car there. I don't know what they're charging, but you can come here and park. And it can be kind of tough getting out of here though, because this is a congested area after the game. Highly congested. All right. As I said before, if you're a young person, you need to be down here trying to enjoy yourself, meet some new people, older people. You come down here and make you some business deals, because a lot of that takes place here. You know, it's a good place to be, I think. I'll come down here, try to get down here every year. I can't stay too long today. I got to attend to some family business, but I could come down here for a little bit to give you guys a glimpse as to what's taking place down here in Jacksonville. Where I'm in the shadows right now of Everbank Stadium on the east side. I believe I'm on Talleyrand. Yeah, Talleyrand and Duval. It's a good place to come to tailgate. And if you want to come to a Jaguars games, they got a couple bars and things in here where people hang out before the game. Similar kind of thing, just a little smaller crowd. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double down, and I'm going to head toward the north side of the expressway, and you'll see more tailgating areas over there. I've been riding around this little area here for a minute, ever since I turned this little thing on the other side of the RV city. Got decent crowds now, but it's going to be much, much, much more congested in about an hour or so. Definitely 1 o'clock. You should have already been in place if you were trying to get close to the stadium. Georgia's favored by 15 points. It's about that time for Florida to show up and steal one. When I say about that time, I'm referring to that's normally the time frame of the rivalry. Usually every 2 or 3 years, somebody would jump up and give you a performance that wasn't expected. So that's what normally happens. Bulldog fans, I don't know what you got on. Man, you put school colors on anything, man. You'll see all kind of colorful people down here wearing all kind of things. Sometimes clothing is even optional. I've seen some scantily clad people down here, men and women. Guy got his Florida shirt on, look like baseball. So I'm gonna go down to, you see Arlington Expressway up there. Other side of that, I'm gonna go down around Jesse Street and come back up the other way. Then I'm gonna head on out of here. But again, it's a good place to go if you want to come see something different. If you've never been here before, it's actually a pretty good environment. All right. Don't know how many people I got on, but I appreciate you guys coming in, looking at the pictures with me. Gonna have a good time down here. How abbreviated it is this time, but normally it's not that case. Right. Yeah, I'm about, a half mile from the stadium. This street here, Tally ran up until about maybe 2 o'clock. You can come down. There'll be people all the way to about maybe a mile and a half away from the stadium, set up with the tents, tailgating. Having a good time cooking out. Yeah. It's the industrial side of town here. If I'm not mistaken, they're going to clean this old shipyard out and put some developments down here. So Jacksonville is a good place. If you got some money and you want to get into developing, there's a lot of opportunities here now. A lot of people moving in from up north, bringing the money with them. All right. So I'm going to double back along the other side of the stadium now. And get out of place. I'm just running in a square is all I'm doing. But the Gators, 15-point underdogs to Georgia today. Now, as much like that down here, a lot of talk about the future of the game. It's always that way for a lot of Georgia fans. Some of them don't like coming down here. I lost it for a second. But why I said that the game is up for the future is because the Jaguars are going to renovate their stadium. They're going to tear it down pretty much and rebuild it. And this game has to have somewhere to go. We're going to play the 25 game this year. They say they're afraid to put the game on, and the Gators played. I thought that was great. And those were during the Spurrier days. And as you know, Spurrier beating up on Georgia pretty good at that time, kind of the way that Georgia is beating up on Florida now. So, you know, it's just the nature of rivalries. They tend to flip. That's why I said today I got that feeling that Georgia just might be on upset alert because they know they can beat Florida. Everybody in the world expects them to beat Florida. You know, you take the NFL, same thing. You see the way Baltimore had played in their 5-game winning streak, especially after the victory over Tampa. You expect them to take a lowly team like Cleveland behind the woodshed. But no, Cleveland showed up and they won that game. All right, I'm on the north side of that expressway there, and this is over here by Florida Avenue, and this is a high tailgate area. This is a highly tailgated area over here. So, think about these old Jacksonville streets. People go to parking on the side, and it's kind of hard to get down. So, I got to say anyway till this guy get out of the way. Don't want to get on nobody's property because you know how that is. They might want to try to charge me parking, and that don't work. It could go somewhere else. Good morning, everyone. Crazy Paul, how we doing? I'm down here in Jacksonville, and you got the Gators in town to take on these Bulldogs. This guy here, I'm gonna mess with this guy here. Hey man, you look like you're ready to play some football, man. Hey man, let me ask you something, man. I think Florida might show up today. What you gonna do about that, man?
Listen, they gonna show up a little bit, but they don't have the talent level. So they ain't got the athletes no more.
They ain't got no more?
They ain't got enough of them. So
okay, well, let me ask you something. If you get on Texas, Texas will be waiting for you the next time they play you, right?
Oh, they'll be ready. That's all right. But hey, you got Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart? They doing a good job. Man, what the hell is going on down here, man?
Hey, man. I love Florida.
Hey, y'all take it easy, man.
She's sweating all.
Man, she need to put some clothes on what you need to do. You got his helmet, you ready to play. Man, I don't know what's going on down here, man. I told you. Clothing is optional sometimes. I'm down here at the Florida-Georgia game. And I don't know if she's jogging. Come on. All right. I'm going to widen the streets for you next time. My depth of perception is bad. I don't want to get too close to this guy's grill. I'm going to have to start shooting. I don't want that. All right, so this again is the Old Florida Avenue, Philip Randolph Boulevard now, and this is a hard tailgate area for the Jaguars as well. But as you can see, people everywhere, man. If you want to come have a good time, you can find it down here in Jacksonville. You heard that Georgia fan, he said, just like balance in Florida. And Florida was not getting the balance that they used to have. But at the same time, they're gonna have to end up playing. I'm good. I ain't talking. I'm glad. So again, all this area over here, a lot more soul involved, but you can have a good time wherever you go. But you heard that Georgia fan, they say Florida don't produce the talent that they used to have. I don't know if that's true or not. It's the matter, can you get them there? And in the age of Neil, if you get them there, can you keep them there? That's the big question for everybody. Can you keep your talent? So you're going to have to pay them now. You take Florida State, they got a $12 million roster. And you see what that $12 million is getting for them. Now, I can't speak on what the other teams are paying their rosters, because the only roster report I got was from Florida State. And they're paying $12 million. That DJ Ugalele, he's not getting the job done, man. That just wasted money on him. And I don't know if he think he's going to the pros. I don't know. But at the same time, I didn't think Anthony Richardson was ready to go to the pros either. But he got signed on the 4th round pick. He looked good. But at the same time, when he's playing, doesn't make the coach look good. So you tell me. All right, in this area down here, they're usually more tailgating in this area. All right. But I don't know. Normally it's kind of full, but in this area right here, it's not too full. So all the heavy traffic was on the east side, like most of the time, and then around the stadium. So when this guy, I'm gonna go back and double around the stadium, then I gotta start heading out of here. Love atmospheres like this, especially when football is involved. Well, no. I just going through.
No, can't go through.
I can't go through?
No.
All right.
They'll stop you and make you turn around at APR.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. We got a pick today?
What's that?
You got a pick today?
No, I ain't really been keeping up, honestly.
I got a feeling Florida's going to show up.
Florida? All right.
And 15-point dogs. All right. All right. Mr. Officer told me I can't go that way. They're going to turn me around because they got the street blocked. So what they doing a crowd control. Before they didn't have that. So maybe that's why you don't have as many people over here, because they're not letting you do what you need to do. But that's okay. I'll find a way to get around. Won't stop me. All right. So now I'm on Union Street. They may not let me go to the right. Well, I'm gonna try them anyway. There I go. Fine. Got this souped up golf cart. drag, so they don't block the main drags off. Look at the church. They selling tickets to the park. That's a big hustle, man. Everybody's making a little change today down here at the Georgia-Florida weekend. Again, RB City has been hyped up since Tuesday. And you think partying at the bars, you need to go hang out at RB City. I just told a cop there that Georgia bad signal connection. Don't let me go that way. All right, they got street control here, so I can't go where I want to go. Got an old Chevy there. Haven't seen one of those in a while. All right, so I got to go and double back around somewhere. Cop, aka JSO. I know he's JSO. I said what I wanted to say. Just a form of creativity is all I'm doing. All right. I got to get back home by 12. I got to go. I'm on Old Florida Boulevard. They call it APR. A. Philip Randolph now. It used to be a main drag in the Afro-American community. I have a good time down here. All right. Get all the streets blocked and messing me up here. To me, well. I'm just trying to find a back channel to go back to where I was before. It kind of got me blocked off over here. This is the first. Been down here plenty of times, and the cops never blocked off the main roads. They're turning people around and sending them in different directions. So I'm going to start cutting down some back streets here. Due to time, I can't get back down by the stadium. But it is going to be filming on a potato. What a joke. I didn't even see him. Stood right in the bag. I'm glad I didn't. Jesus, that's fine. Again, I zooming in and out. Their problem is playing good football. Their problem is playing good football. It's themselves. They can beat Georgia. Georgia can be beat. They're not invincible. They lost a lot of pieces from those last couple of years when they won those championships. So it's not like they can't be beat, but they are playing good football. And if Florida hopes to stay anywhere close to them, they're going to have to play sound ball with no turnovers. But again, once they start turning that ball over, it's going to be a long day for Florida. But I just got a feeling that they're going to show up. But anyway, if you're anywhere close to Jacksonville, get on down here, man. People are having a good time. And okay, I see you guys are trolling me, but that's fine. I can't block you. I'm going to block you anyway. You know what you can do with all that. And if I see you face to face, you probably wouldn't come up and say nothing to me, so I don't even pay that no mind. Say what you want to say. But today, I think that the Gators are going to show up and maybe shock the world. Georgia can't afford it, but you know how human nature is. You overlook things that you normally can get over, and they can get over the Florida hump. But that a familiarity can get you beat. It's happened many times over the years, happened several times this year, and it can happen to Georgia today. So if it happen, they better come out like they never beat Florida. But I got family business to attend. I'm out.